Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. Uh, I'm Dr. Hima. I'm here to take the class on behalf of Prasad sir. He's on leave today. I hope I am audible and yes, I am audible. Okay. We got stuck. Okay. Okay. So today's topic is iodine and iodine deficiency disorders. Okay. So first, what is iodine? Yeah, iodine, it is an essential trace element, and in the body it will be in very minute amount, normally 20 to 30 micrograms, and 80% of it, or 15 milligrams in adult of iodine, is present in thyroid gland for synthesis of several thyroid hormones, as you know, the T3, T4 and TSH. All right. So the remainder of iodine is distributed throughout other tissues like mammary gland, salivary gland, gastric glands, and in the kidneys. Yes. Okay. So within the circulation, iodine occurs as a free iodine ion or as protein bound iodine. Excretion, it is usually iodine is excreted in urine and very small amount in feces. Now, coming to the functions of iodine, it increases brain cell proliferation, it converts carotene to vitamin A, it synthesizes protein and absorbs carbohydrate, it synthesizes T3 and T4, and it regulates growth and developmental hormones, it stimulates metabolic rate by 30%, and it helps in normal development of brain and essential for reproduction. Now, coming to the recommended dietary allowance, uh, in infants it is 90 microgram per 100 grams. Children of 1 to 5 years, 1 to 5 year plus, or 1 to 6 years rather, it is 90 micrograms. School going 6 to 11 years or 6 to 12 years, it is 120 micrograms. Adolescents more than 12 years, it is 150 micrograms. Adults are 150, pregnancy 200, and lactation 200 micrograms. Now, high intake is excess intake is harmful, causing inhibition of thyroid hormone synthesis. Generally, neonatal chemical hypothyroidism in women receiving higher dose of iodine in pregnancy is iodized oil ingestion. And low intake of iodine, it causes brain cell damage, stillbirth, goiter, cretinism, impaired mental function, retarded physical growth, hyperthyroidism, psychomotor development. Okay, usually in like 10 years or 20 years back, iodine was we knew that iodine used to cause cretinism or goiter, but later on when we did research and when we studied, and then when we saw many cases, then we understood that the low intake or less intake of iodine will cause stillbirth, abortion, less IQ levels of the babies after birth, and uh, you know uh, impaired mental functions, and uh, mm, not proper brain development. Okay. So okay, next important is leaching of iodine. What do you mean by leaching? Can anybody tell me what do you understand by the word leaching? So there are people who came, 19 members who came, and then now only 9 members are there, and another 1 minute it'll be zero. Is it? I understand this is a revision class, so I think half an hour for you to spend, it's not, you know, I don't think that's a waste of time for you people. Yes, Ruchita, you have come just now, so can I ask you what do you mean by leaching? Okay, so I am marking Ruchita as absent because she's just here with the roll number. She does not. Okay, so I will be calling out names. Previously, I used to not, but I think. Okay, next we'll ask Rahul. Rahul, if you're there, answer if you know or do not know, or others are marking you absent. Anybody who knows what do you mean by leaching? So Rahul is also absent. Yes. Pooja, Pranit. So none of you are listening to the class. Great. Then am I taking the class for this laptop or for myself? Okay. Leaching means should I tell it or will you read it? Okay. Leaching means it is a term where the iodine or any nutrients or micronutrients from the soil just gets washed away. Okay, or it might be washed away, or it might get embedded into the deeper layers of the soil where the uh, plants or crops where they will not be able to take the micronutrients into the plants. Okay, so I will we'll see the causes or reasons for leaching later on. But in our home, the way we cook also will cause leaching of iodine. Like example, iodine containing foods, methods of cooking. If we do like frying, then there's a 20% of nutrient lost. And if we do grilling of iodine containing foods, then 23% loss of iodine is there. And if boiling, then 58% loss. And cereals, if we boil, then we'll lose nutrients of 30 to 60%. Vegetables, if we fry, then 25 to 52%. Iodine containing foods, if we do steam or steaming, 30% loss. Fish, frying or grilling, then 20% loss. And boiling, 58% loss. Yes, I didn't tell you. The source of iodine is fish, milk. Yeah, so those are the sources of iodine that we get. Coming to the iodine deficiency disorders, they are popularly known as IDD. WHO it recognized it as a preventable cause of brain damage in the world and major global public health problem because 1.5 billion population are at risk of developing iron deficiency disorders, out of which 200 million are in India. Developed countries, they virtually eliminated by the IDD are virtually eliminated by prophylaxis programs. Coming to symptoms of hypothyroidism and hyperthyroidism, 5 members. So, hypothyroidism symptoms are dry, coarse hair, loss of eyebrow hair, puffy face, enlarged thyroid or goiter, and slow heartbeat. Then you have arthritis, cold intolerance, depression, dry skin, fatigue, forgetfulness. Then you have weight gain, constipation, brittle nails. And in hyperthyroidism, you will have goiter here also enlarged thyroid or goiter. Then you have sweating, you have bulging eyes, a hair loss, again, difficulty sleeping, heat intolerance, infertility, irritability, nervousness, scant menstrual periods, weight loss, frequent bowel movements, warm or moist palms. So this is the prevalence of iron deficiency disorders in India, where you can see the highest prevalence in Maharashtra. So coming to the etiology of iron deficiency disorders, uh, There are two kinds, extrinsic factors and intrinsic factors. In extrinsic factors, a flood, rainfall, leading to the leaching of iodine from the soil, and goitrogens and congenital defects. Congenital defects under intrinsic factors. So extrinsic factors are soil erosion and then flood and snowing and high rainfall, all which cause leaching of iodine from the soil. And so this is pictures where it shows floods where the water just, the soil or the nutrients just gets washed off, and then uh, and rainfall also, and melting of glaciers, all just the nutrients just wash away from the area, and plants will not be able to um, catch it. Okay, so coming to the goitrogens, substances that interfere with iodine metabolism at various stages of thyroid hormone homeostasis. Inhibition of any of these hormones disturbs hormonal balance and leads to iodine deficiency. Depending on the level of interference, it is categorized as follows. Like class 1, class 2, and class 3 goitrogens. Class 1, you have thiocyanate, isothiocyanate, and cyanogenic glycosides, which inhibit iodine uptake by thyroid gland. Class 2 are thiourea, thionamides, and flavonoids, which affect organization and coupling and thyroxine synthesis. Class 3 goitrogens and excess iodine and lithium interfere at proteolysis and necessary for utilization of thyroxine. Intrinsic factors. These are rare congenital defects which in hormone synthesis and secretion and peripheral resistance to thyroid hormones, and also result in goiter. Yes, there's a spectrum of IDD or spectrum of iodine deficiency disorders, which is goiter, cretinism, spontaneous abortion, stillbirths, birth defects, defects of speech and hearing, squint, psychomotor defects, loss of IQ. Next is IDD problem, which is a pyramid. Where 1 to 10% will cause goiter and cretinism. 5 to 30% will cause some brain damage, and 30 to 70% less active population due to decreased thyroid function. 90% problem of iodine deficiency remains hidden, and only 10% problem is overt. Yes. Stillbirth, in fetus, thyroid stimulating hormone is detected in blood between 18 to 22 weeks. 5-deiodinase removes inner ring, low T4 and T3, forming reverse of T3, which has no hormonal activity. And this rises and acts upon outer ring activate T3, whereas reverse T3 falls. So failure in the above conversion, deficiency of iodine it will lead to deficiency of iodine. So iodine deficiency in intrauterine life will lead to stillbirth. There's only one person who is listening to the class right now. Okay. Non-neoplastic, what is goiter? It is non-neoplastic, non-inflammatory, and non-toxic enlargement of thyroid gland. Enlargement due to lack of iodine necessary for synthesis of thyroid hormones. So low plasma levels of thyroid hormones will lead to direct stimulus or enlargement of abnormal high levels of TSH, and which increases TSH, and that increases in number and size of cells of thyroid gland, which leads to goiter. So grades of goiter: grade 0, it is not palpable or visible goiter. Grade 1 is palpable but not visible goiter. Grade 2 is visible swelling of neck and enlargement of goiter. This cretinism, and neurologic cretinism is mental retardation, deaf mutism, squint, spastic dysplasia, spastic rigidity, forms gait and brisk reflexes. It affects cochlea and brain development. Low iodine intake in pregnancy will result in physically or mentally retarded children. So, if you want to do an epidemiological assessment in our community or near our college, then these are the points that we have to, focus on, like prevalence of goiter in the area, prevalence of cretinism in the area, urinary iodine excretion. This is the most important surveillance part of to know the iodine deficiency disorders or prevalence of iodine deficiency disorders, and measurement of thyroid function. And prevalence of neonatal hypothyroidism. Okay, so these are the points that we have to keep in mind when we are doing surveillance of iron deficiency disorders. So, magnitude of problem in India. In 1960s, prevalence of IDD was estimated to be 9 million. Repeated surveys since then has shown the prevalence around 71 million persons. Iron deficiency is a problem in nearly 325 districts spread over sub-hill regions. Out of these 325, 231 districts are such that prevalence is more than 10% of the population. Of late, iron deficiency was found to be a problem in sea-coast districts such as Bharuch in Gujarat and Ernakulam in Kerala. So this is a map that we took from Park textbook where it shows the shaded area shows goiter endemic areas. Okay. Prevention and control of iron deficiency disorders. Iodized salt level of iodization prescribed by Prevention of Food Adulteration Act is 30 ppm at production point and 15 ppm at consumption point. Iodized oil, injection of iodized oil 1 ml by IM route can prevent IDD for a period of 4 years. Iodine is administered orally as iodine or as sodium iodate tablets. Mass communication, it is for creation of awareness about importance of problem and training of health workers in all aspects of issue. Hazards of excess iodization will lead to risk of thyrotoxicosis and risk of lymphocytic thyroiditis or Hashimoto's disease. So this is important that it is October 21st is being celebrated as Iodine Deficiency Disorders Prevention Day. Thank you for your time, whoever has come to see the class. In so, like you guys are just thinking that it's a waste of time, so you don't listen to the classes, and we here prepare for class and then come here and take a class for you. Yeah, thank you.